Pedro Gonzalez is the associate editor of Chronicles magazine. He joins us tonight. Pedro, what do you make of this?
Well, Tucker, thanks for having me. Well, the system that failed and resulted in the FAA grounding all those flights is actually 30 years old, and it's not due for an update for another 6 years. And I was actually trapped at an airport yesterday for several hours, and ultimately it's probably going to take me longer to get back to my family. But when I was thinking about this clearly, I was filled with a warm and fuzzy feeling because our transportation czar is married to a man and believes roads are racist. So all of this is actually progress, except it's not. Change is not the same thing as progress, obviously. We're witnessing the third worldification of U.S. infrastructure, and Mayor Pete is actually the ideal guy to oversee this decline. He has all of the right credentials under the rubric of liberalism. I think that's important. People say he's not qualified. He actually is. He has all of these important but ultimately meaningless credentials stapled to his goofy forehead, and he can claim status with a sacred victim group. Pete Buttigieg does not ask questions when the government wants to ban your gas stove to fight climate change, and when it can't put airplanes safely in the sky. He also has all the right bromides at hand. In other words, he's ready to say a whole lot of nothing.
It's just weird that people put up this. I mean, it's one thing, you've got all your freaky theories about sex changes or whatever, but ultimately you kind of have to make sure the planes don't crash, that they can take off in the first place, the power grid works. People should not put up with the degradation in the basics. Why are they?
I think because we've gotten used to this. It seems like inertia, and it's not just happening on the level of government. I mean, remember, think back to the summer of St. George Floyd. Citigroup, one of the sleaziest organizations, one of the sleaziest financial institutions in the world, rehabilitated itself. It rebranded itself not by changing structurally, like you said, you would expect an organization like that to change structurally. Instead, Citi just came out against racism. And then suddenly, people stopped demanding change, and they settled for, well, Citi opposes racism, and that's good enough for me.
That is so true that I'm chuckling at it. You're absolutely right. Pedro Gonzalez, great to see you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson tonight.